Okay, so now we're going to be talking about your life here in the United States. So, what was your first reaction when you first landed here and you finally reached your destination after a 16-hour flight?
Tired, hungry, sleepy.
What was going through your mind then?
It's like, here it goes. No turning back now. But at the same time, I was so looking forward to what we're about to start because it was a new business. The business was in the heart of San Francisco. I was ready to see San Francisco. And it was so cold. So that was like, that threw me off. The cold threw me off because I was not very much prepared for that.
Okay, so what were some of the main concerns going forward?
Well, my worst concern was making sure that you guys were able to adjust. And as you know, I had so much help from you, watching over your sister, and making sure that you're able to go to and back to school and back home, unscathed. And every day I worry about whether you guys are adjusting, and I just pray. And also that it broke my heart that I had to leave Ian in the care of, in a daycare for so many hours. Unlike you, I was not able to spend as much time with him as I wanted because I had to work. We had to work early mornings, evenings, just making the business work. So it was a lot of concerns all going together, all too fast, too early, too much. But you just have to pray through it all the time.
So what was the main goal that you had when you came?
The main goal was first of all to get you guys settled. Hopefully that you liked your new environment, that you make friends, and that's why I was so happy to meet your first friend. And then
A lot more.
yeah, and then too many now, which I'm happy. And but more than that, I wanted to make sure that we were spiritually grounded. I knew that was the only thing that would make everything else solid. That no matter how difficult things were gonna be, if we would be strong in our walk with God, in our relationship with the Lord, then everything's gonna be okay. So that's my main goal, to look for a church that we can get involved in.
So, in general, what was the main difference about life here in the U.S. and life in the Philippines?
It was surprisingly, looking back, I have very good memories in the Philippines. Very good. But now, with everything that's happening, and especially when the ministry of the youth started, that's the biggest difference. It makes a world of difference now. So, it's like night and day. And here, life here is big compared to that, because it was so easy, but now it's so difficult. But because you're doing something you're really passionate about, it makes a whole world of difference. You've never been so challenged day in and day out, but happily, joyfully challenged with seeing a lot of young people getting to know the Lord and growing in their walk with God, and just keeping them all from making bad decisions. That's like the greatest joy ever. Nothing compared to financial gain or status in your in work or anything. There's no better gratification.
Okay, so far, what's the best and worst? So you gotta get into experiences that you've had here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Best and worst. Start with the worst one first.
My worst would be those days when we didn't have any money, and we didn't know that. And I didn't know where to get them. Those would be my worst days. And your dad and I would be so pressured when we would fight. Every time so we would fight. Those would be my worst days because it's like I just wish the next day would come already. Then I would know everything. You know, those would be my worst days when all I did was just cry my heart out to God and try hard not to blame Him, blame it on Him, because I knew He was going to help us, but not knowing what's going to happen really kills you sometimes. You know. Those would be my worst. Because those were also the days when relationally, you know, you're having some difficulties with some relationship with other people, with family members, and, you know, things piling up, business, finances, family, and they all come one time. And you don't even know whether you'll have some shelter over you the next month. That was tough. Those are some of my worst. My best days would be waking up, knowing what my purpose was. And that only happened after we took on the challenge of the youth ministry here at church. The best day was, my best days would be your milestones, you know, witnessing the milestones with the young people, you know, doing something beyond what I expected. Those would be my best days, being a part of that, being, it's like, not being an audience, but the privilege of watching you guys grow and just thrive. Those are my best days, and they get better every time. I know that I will have more best days to come. It's just, but I guess the start of my best days happened when I understood that I can only do so much, and everything else I would just have to trust God for, because He will never let you down.